Welcome back to another episode of the Whiskey Laymen. Today we will be taking a look at Glenfiddich Orchard Experiment. This is the fifth whiskey in, thank you Kyle, yes, fifth whiskey in a series of experimental releases that Glenfiddich did. Kind of a one-time thing. They're not, as far as we know, going to do this again, or at least if they do, it's going to be something different. So, a bit of a rare bottle. The selling point or unique thing about this scotch is that it was aged in Pomona casks, which is apparently a type of apple juice cider brandy. So that is normally aged in oak casks. So those were in those casks, and then this Glenfiddich Scotch was then aged in those casks after the Pomona was taken out. So we're kind of expecting some kind of apple-y cider brandy taste here, maybe? Amanda, Mac, myself, and my wife Kristen recently went to Scotland, and this was a whiskey that Amanda really liked.
And
Amanda,
they left me behind.
We left Kyle behind for obvious reasons. Amanda, what did you like about this whiskey that made you want to get this bottle?
I love apples, and I love apple cider. I eat so many apples in the fall, especially green apples are my favorite. When we were there, obviously, as you know, I was recovering that day from having some stomach issues. But we were in Scotland, so by gosh, I will be drinking scotch while we're in Scotland.
Or Scott.
Good old Scott.
I really liked this one. I was on the fence when we were there about getting it. I'm glad that I did end up getting it because specifically I love that green apple flavor that comes through with it. It's a brighter whiskey, in my opinion. It's got a lot more of those fresh and fruity taste to it that come through. But yeah, I love apples. So.
That makes sense. It's a very bright colored bottle too.
Oh, this is like,
not to mention it's just
this
a cool
glows,
triangle.
Yeah, this glows in
I
the
love that.
dark. Like you would definitely be able to see the stag on the front and Orchard Experiment with all of this bright green.
Yeah.
And like
very interesting branding by Glenfiddich there, because they kind of go with that classic stag normally, but they've gone with a much modern, bright, eye-catching bottle here.
You leave this in the sunlight like too long, and you turn the lights out. It's probably gonna glow like the ooze from TMNT.
The secret of the ooze.
It very bright smell.
Oh, it is. I like this.
It smells like an apple that just came out, apple pie that just came out of the oven, and the cinnamon flavor.
It's like a great smell of the fall when, like, the apples are overripe and they're starting to fall, and like it's that very
they're starting to ferment.
Yeah, that very bright sense of fall when things are fermenting and right before they start rotting, but like the trees are losing their leaves, and it's very like it's got that autumn autumn scent to it. Yeah, one of my favorite scents in the world.
Yeah, it smells great. Yeah.
Cheers.
Let's see how it tastes.
Oh, you definitely get
the green apple.
That green apple. Oh, it's so distinct. This is delicious. This is annoyingly delicious because I'll never be able to get a bottle of it. But
you can still find this online someplace.
Not for the price I want to pay for it. So speaking about flavors and whatnot,
I love the lingering.
What
flavor.
is this is your bottle. So like, what's your favorite flavors coming from this?
My favorite are the middle to the end of the palate part, because I feel like it has a stronger kick at the front of that ethanol, but once you get past that, the middle to the end and the lingering apple flavors and the way it just warms your whole entire body up, that warm autumn feeling you get on, like, it's been a couple of cool autumn days and you get one piece of sun that comes out and like really nice warm autumn day. It tastes like that after I drink it.
I don't get much of the ethanol at the front, maybe just because of how my palate works. Or doesn't work. Like I like strong flavors. I like a lot of spicy food. I like big bourbon flavors. Yeah. So there's I don't get the warming, but like I definitely get that big apple taste.
Yeah.
Flavor.
Me too.
In it. It's wonderful. Like, I like this a lot. This is a snag.
Did you guys get any smokiness on the end? I feel like there's a little bit of a smoky finish to it.
I got no smoke on this one.
Oh,
sorry.
I see what you mean though about a taste at the end. I wouldn't consider it smoke. I don't know what it is yet.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I don't know if it's...
It's like that yeasty smell, like after you eat apple pie and you've got the crust left.
Okay.
It's kind of like that, more of
like
that.
the carb burp.
Not sure what Kyle just said, but like almost
never
like
had,
a
like-
lightly burnt like pastry crust.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like that dough from the pastry crust at the end.
Okay,
Yeah.
I gotcha. Okay, yeah,
I think
maybe
we're
maybe
just-
that's what I'm getting.
I think we're describing the same thing. I just...
Very
You use different words. Yeah.
Yes.
Some of us are using words that people understand.
I'm using words that I understand.
It's like a warm apple pie in a glass.
It is pretty good. So on that note, I guess let's start with you, Amanda. What did we rate it?
I'd rate this 8.5.
Okay, very high rating. Kyle,
Give it an 8.
an 8.
It's not what I would usually drink. I like the more earthy flavors, the more down to earth flavors, the less sweet stuff. But like, for what it is, experimental, like you can only get it every once in a while. It
They did a good
stands,
job
yeah, it
with the
stands up to
experiment.
what it wants to be, and I have to give it a higher score for that.
Fair enough. I'm gonna give it 7. I think it's very solid. It's good. It's not my favorite. I like apples. I'm not a huge apple flavored fan, but it's a good whiskey.
That's what I like about it. It's not flavored with apples. It's
True.
just like, yeah,
It has that big
essence of apple.
green apple flavoring.
All right. Any final thoughts?
If you find one, buy it. Just
And send it to us.